Hey, welcome to Vlogmas Day 7. I'm sitting here editing some Vlogmases. Today's a weird day where I'm kind of in limbo, where I initially had plans with someone and then I just it's just like they never came together. And, so then that always halts my momentum with doing other things. I wish that I wasn't like that. I wish that it'd be like, I'm gonna do a bunch of other stuff until I find out what I'm doing. But instead I'm like, but it's also weird. I had lots of floating plans and then kind of was like, okay, I'm gonna take some of these floaters away and just choose one and solidify versus the three maybes, and I think I made the wrong choice. But anyway, I was like, okay, time to be productive. Had a coffee, ate some food. Now I'm editing. And while I'm waiting for videos to download, in my Facebook memories, old Vlogmas videos popped up, and I was like, I'll watch some. Why not? From college. And it's so funny how there are things about me that are still so the same, where it's I'm still using the same reindeer cup that I love. I've loved it for 10 years, I'm still wearing the same little robe that has the little animals on it. Because again, I still love it. It still feels like me. I look at it and I'm just I love this. So it's funny how my taste is the same, but then it's in this video, I talk completely differently. Or I don't know, it's almost I'm using a baby voice, and I'm kind of and then it's in the video my roommate is there and my ex is there, so I'm oh, I think the three of us just created a little culture of baby talking to each other, because she's kind of doing it too and he's kind of doing it. There is just something funny where it's oh, you just as I do now, where I'm I think I talk how my friends talk now. I'm such a little sponge. And it probably also was whose vlogs I was watching at the time, and I really record things differently. I was doing stuff that, well, I was editing an iMovie at the time, which is just so user friendly. iMovie is so easy. I honestly really miss it. But so it's I don't know, I think because I really knew iMovie really well, I felt more empowered or something to do something more interesting, I guess I want to say. I was doing a lot more time lapses and I don't know, it's hard to explain, but yeah, it was just funny because as I started to watch it, I was oh yep, I'm the same. I still all the same stuff. I still have some of the same routines or whatever. And then suddenly there would just be things where I was why am I talking like that? And also just suddenly I felt so out of my body, where it's it was kind of, it's when I look back to living in that apartment or whatever, it feels like me. When I reflect, I put 30-year-old Katie back in there, so I'm oh yeah, I remember living in Superior, and I remember living in that apartment. I remember so many little details of sitting and eating breakfast and whatever, just living and existing in there. But then as I was watching this girl interact with her friends, I was just who are these people? It was almost looking at people I don't know. And that is interesting. And then it's funny to think in another 9 years, am I gonna look back at this and feel that way about here, where it's oh yeah, I remember being 30 and living in that apartment and having those friends and doing that stuff. Am I gonna look back again? Or at a certain age, do you suddenly just become yourself in a more full way? When I'm 40, am I gonna look back at being 30 and relate and feel more connected to this version of myself and remember the way I talked and still talk the same? When do you become yourself, And do you ever? Of course, I'm in a phase of life where I'm really interested in becoming myself, if that makes sense. I'm interested in like who I am and who I want to be. And I don't know, maybe I would have said that at 20, but I think at 20, I thought I knew who I was, you know what I mean? And only now can I be like, no, I didn't. Because, you know, I was making such adult decisions at like 20 and 21, with like the confidence of a person who could make life-altering decisions for myself. And now, you know, everything feels so much more fragile and fluid. And so now I'm way more like, who do I want to be and who am I? And, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm no one at all. Or I'm like, I don't know anything about myself or who I am or what I like or what I want, but I'd like to know. And I think 10 years ago, I thought I already knew. Life is so beautiful. Hey, I'm home. Jared and I had so much fun watching our friend do stand-up. It was so fun. And now I'm home, you know, having the Sunday scaries. Because it's gonna be a busy week at work, and that's tough. And didn't film anything at the stand-up show because they locked our phones away in those little pouches so that we don't leak their sets. For a room of like 10 audience members, don't want to leak those sets. No, it's good. It's good to not be on your phone and stuff, but it's just funny to be like, why are we locking our phones away? But whatever. I'm just addicted to my phone right now. So I'm like, can't even watch TV without being on my phone the whole time. So I really need to probably do some type of little detox. I'm trying to watch Heated Rivalry and I keep getting on my fucking phone. It's like, relax, dude, put your phone away. And I get it. It's just me being kind of like anxious and stressed out and wanting dopamine really bad. So, yeah, it was a good weekend. Got some haters on YouTube today. That's always exciting. It means, you know, you're branching outside of your friends and family, huh? I'm like, whoa, somebody new watching my YouTube video for the first time in 10 years? Must be doing something right, you know? Okay, gonna watch a show, gonna get ready for bed, gonna go to work, and you know, life goes on. Bye.